make a move in the ring. You can hit me with a word you fling.
We are now joined by the number 4 ranked UFC heavyweight Derrick Lewis. Derrick, thanks for joining us today.
No.
Our first question goes to Augusto Germaniez-Gay with Somos MMA. Your line is open.
Hi, Derrick. How are you?
Terrible. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. Cool mask. Hey, I like it.
Thank you.
Derrick, your last fight was in February when this COVID-19 situation wasn't so big, at least inside the UFC. I mean, there weren't all these procedures and tests before the fight. So how are you living this atypical fight week?
This fight week I'm usually in the room anyway, so it really doesn't matter. I'm always in the room during fight week. I really don't associate with people outside of my camp. So it's really just another fight week to me.
And what do you do to kill time in your room?
To kill time, I just talk to my family, my kids, or I just watch Netflix.
Cool. Did all the pandemic context affect your preparation for this fight?
Not at all. It really just helped me, actually. I brought a bicycle and I've been cycling a lot early in the morning, like doing 20 miles a day. So it really helped me a lot.
My final question is, what kind of fight do you imagine for Saturday? Where are going to be the keys for your victory?
I think you'll see something you haven't seen from me in a long time inside the octagon, that I'm going to come out balls blazing.
Okay, thank you very much, Luis, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Gustavo Faldon with ESPN Brazil. Your line is open.
Rick, how's it going?
Terrible.
Why terrible?
At least you care. The other guy didn't care. At least you asked him. No, I've just seen if you care about me. That's all.
Okay. After your last fight, Derrick, you said that you had a health problem. It was a matter of like life and death. Can you share with us what was that and how are you feeling? Are you feeling healthy right now or not?
I'm feeling a lot better now. I really can't talk about the health problem still, but I'm feeling a lot better now. I haven't had any issues with that problem.
But can you keep fighting without any problems or?
Yes, I could continue fighting. I went to the doctors numerous of times, different doctors, and they all told me that it's fine. It's a normal thing that happens with guys my size. That's all.
But you're not at life risk anymore, or are you still?
I'm not at life-threatening risk anymore, no.
Okay, and what can we expect from you from this fight on Saturday?
Something crazy, something different. You'll see something different from me that you haven't seen before. That's all.
So, but what can you say? You're going to go like to different strategy? You're going to go for a knockout? You're going to go to the ground game?
I'm just going to be more active. It'll be more active for myself instead of just being patient and waiting the last 10 seconds of the fight. I'm going to be more this fight. That's all.
Okay. Thanks, Derrick.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Jim Varsalone with the Miami Herald. Your line is open.
Yeah, thank you. I'm curious what your thoughts of this fight and in essence of the main event, ESPN Plus. Yeah, there's no crowd. You got a really great opponent, very experienced himself. Just what are your thoughts? Can you relish in the moment, or that doesn't happen until afterwards?
I don't care about the moment at all. I'm not in it to be famous. I'm not in it to please the crowd and stuff like that. I'm in it just to take care of my family. I don't care if there's fans there or not. I'm not doing it for the fans. I'm doing it for my family.
And you talked about your preparation. Just how much did you go back and look at any of his fights, or did your coaches do that, or that's something you don't really too much worry about?
I went back and looked at his recent fight, with Werdum. I went back and watched that fight, and he looked pretty good in that fight. And so hopefully that he'll fight me the same way.
How do you feel where you are right now in your career? And where does this fight take you to?
This fight right here takes me to a new level. You know, I'm feeling a completely different fight week than I have in the past, and I feel like I'm just getting better. And I'm really want to show the fans and show everyone that I have got better.
And how is testing and all that been going and just dealing with that process?
Testing, you know, I haven't had any negative, positive tests, so everything been pretty good.
And also, I read this, I hope it's right anyway. You were going to be boxing or did box, and you were under the tutelage of George Foreman. Is that accurate? And if so, what has George meant to you?
Yeah, that was like years ago. Yeah, I was training to be a boxer first with George. But I felt like MMA was more for my type of style, and so I just went ahead and stuck with MMA. And George, he's a good guy. You know, he reminded me more of my father whenever I met him. You know, that's about it.
All right, and then last for me too, I'm just curious with you being in the Houston area or fighting out of Houston. I know there's a famous pro wrestler, Booker T, that does a lot in the Houston area. And I'm just curious if you ever met him, and if even later on down the road, if pro wrestling is something that might be in your works.
Yeah, if I'll do pro wrestling, if they pay me pretty good, I'll do it. But I'm not about to do it for no $5,000, $10,000 or nothing like that. But yeah, I met Booker T. He's a great guy. You know, I've been on his show a couple of times as well as podcast.
Yeah, he's really good. Good guy. All right, listen, hey, all the best on the big fight, and thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
We'll go next to Alistair Bishop. Your line is open.
How many we got?
Derrick, how are you, sir?
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for caring as well.
Yeah.
My first question, you mentioned just now that you were going to come out balls blazing. Do you think that in your last two performances, you've been a bit trigger shy?
Yes, I've been trigger shy. It's just that I'm coming in. I was a new creature in those fights. You know, different type of body coming into the octagon, feeling different, lighter, feeling faster, and just wanted to test it out. And now that I tested out full force and going all 3 rounds in my last 2 fights, and like I feel like I'm more comfortable that I could really let loose in the first round and not gas out. So that's what I plan on doing Saturday.
And do you think with a marquee sort of win or a big statement win, you can start to climb your way back up to that title contention?
It doesn't really. It really only had to be a dominant performance. You know, just a win would keep me in line. You know, because Francis and the dude Blaze, they might get a title shot before me. You know, so and we'll just see how everything goes from there. You know, I'm not really focusing on the title.
Just going back to the statement of balls blazing, I mean, we all know the famous post-fight speech. Have you since found a cure for your hot balls and how to deal with them?
Not yet. I'll probably go to Russia after this and see how cold it is out there. I think it's winter time out there in Russia, isn't it?
I think it's always winter in Russia.
Okay, I'll see if my ball's still hot after this fight in Russia. You mentioned George Foreman there. What sort of role would you say a guy like George Foreman played on your career as a young guy? It was just a brief. I really didn't know George like that. It was just a brief, like in and out of the gym type of moment. You know, I talked to him a little bit, and that was it. And I was really dealing mostly with his manager.
Okay. And the last one from me, obviously, Aleksei, we know, has some freakishly good submissions. The only guy ever to submit you was DC. Does that give you confidence in the fact that you have the ability to keep the fight where you want it?
Not really. You know, I've been in crazy type of training matches as well. You know, and I know pretty much good jiu-jitsu and how to get out of crazy stuff. And the situation with DC was just one of those moments that I should never took my time trying to get up. I got to explode. If I'm going to give my opponent my back like that, I got to explode. Can't just take my time. And it was the reasons why they ended up like that.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Best of luck.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Gabriel Gonzalez with Cageside Press. Your line is open.
Gabriel Gonzaga.
No, not quite, but I get that a lot.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, I thought you about to talk shit to me.
Not at all. I'm way better looking, man. Derrick, how you doing? Are you feeling better now that you got a few interviews in?
No, not really. I'm really getting aggravated the longer the interview going, because I was always watching Family Guy in my room. That messed me up.
All right, I'll make it quick. We're going back to the balls being hot. I saw that fans are posting your cameos, and they're asking you to say that. What other crazy stuff do they ask you to do on Cameo?
I hated doing Cameo, by the way. And even I started hiking the price up, and they still was trying to get me to do cameos. And I really had to change my number just because of Cameo. The craziest thing they asked me to do was take my shorts off, actually. It was an older man wanted me to take my shorts off. I think it was a fetish of his, so I went ahead and did it anyway. So that's probably the craziest.
How much did he offer to pay you?
He did $100. I didn't mind. It was fun that time.
Everyone's talking about you looking fit, man. I gotta know, what do you order at Popeyes to keep getting slim as the Black Beast?
I haven't ate at Popeyes in a while. My family eat it, but I really don't eat. But whenever I do, I get about a 4-piece chicken strip, spicy, biscuit, fries, and red soda.
Awesome. There's a lot of stuff going on at heavyweight. They're about to fight for the title. People talking about maybe John Jones coming up. As a guy who's right there in the mix, what are you looking forward to most seeing as a fan?
As a fan of who?
Or just as a fan of the sport in your division, what do you want to see happen?
I'm not a fan of the sport. I'm not a fan of the division either. I'm just doing this as a job. So I really don't care who wins. I don't really care who's coming up to fight who and who want to fight me. I don't care. So I fight anyone. So it doesn't matter who they are.
After that, my final question, you had a guy in your division, Curtis Blades, saying the UFC is protecting you from him. What is your response to that guy?
I don't understand what he's talking about. This would be my 20th UFC fight in the octagon. I fought all the tough guys in the octagon. And he just coming up on the radar. And I don't even know how many fights that guy had anyways in the UFC for him to talk about they protecting me. I already fought just about everybody in the top 10. The only guy I didn't fight is, I believe, is Overeem and him. And I've been asked to fight Curtis and Overeem. Overeem turned me down like 3 times this past month before Oleinik, or whatever his name is, had popped up. And I asked for Blaze. If you don't believe me, ask Mick.
Gotcha. Well, Derrick, appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of Family Guy, man.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Yaroslav Stepanov with Sport 24. Your line is open.
Hello, Derrick. My first question. When you made the first fight in MMA, Aleksei had 49 fights, and does that impress you, or is it nothing special?
It's nothing special. That's good for him that he had 49 fights when I made my debut. That's great. He's been fighting, he's 43 now? 42?
Yeah, 43.
And he's still fighting, so that's pretty good. That's really motivation that if everything is not going good in my financial situation, that I could still be fighting in my 40 when I'm 43. And so I'm looking forward to it if everything don't goes right,
And in 1996, Aleksei made the first fight in MMA. You were 11 years old at the time. And do you remember what you did at that age and at that time?
Yeah, 11 years old. I was getting my ass whooped by my mama around that time. So I wasn't even thinking about no MMA. I was just thinking about some help. Like telling my mom I'm sorry for being bad at school. That was about it.
And Abraham Cava is your manager. He was also the manager of Aleksei, and Aleksei said that he stopped working with him. Did this situation affect you in any way? Maybe you have discussed this, Cava, about this.
Oh no, it didn't affect me at all. I didn't care. It doesn't matter who managed who. You know, it's the manager's not in there that's going to be fighting. So I don't really care. I just found out that they was managing him. So I don't know. I don't know what happened between them.
And my final question, what happened to the food container you spat in?
Aleksei, I got it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. I got more if you want some too, if you ask them.
We'll go next to Julian Kiewicz with Independent Media. Your line is open.
Brother.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, I won't keep you too long. I know you're in a hurry. I just want to know from you, has it been tough being away from your family in this pandemic, and has it affected your mental capacity in terms of just preparing, thinking of your kids more in the time?
Oh, not at all. I come in every fight just about the same mentality. Just kill or be killed. I'm go out there and just fight hard as I can. You know what I mean? Now that I'm in way better shape, that I could really believe that I could finish him in the first round and go out there and like push the pace in the first round and get him out of there.
And just tell me your ritual before leaving the hotel. Are you gonna give your kids maybe a video call or chat to them on the phone and just see what's up before you head into the fight?
Yeah. No, say that one more time.
I mean, before you head off from the hotel room to the octagon, or would you be calling your kids and just doing a video call, chatting with them? What is it like with your kids? Do you have a ritual speaking to them before the fight?
Oh yeah, they do that every time. Every fight, I always video my kids. They always say, "Good luck, Daddy. Hope you win your fight," and stuff like that. They say the same thing over and over like robots. You know, so it always gives me a little motivation. Because if I lose, they'd still talk crap about me. Even if I win, my kids will talk crap about me before the Russian trolls get in my DMs and start speaking their language, talking crap about me too. So
you say the banter runs in the family?
What's that?
You say the banter runs in the family, eh?
The banter runs in the family.
Yeah, it runs in the family. They crazy.
Thanks for your time, brother. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Derrick. You're all set.
Thanks.
Hey guys, Sasha Platnikoff here, letting you know to tune in to SCMP Post Fight for all your weekly martial arts news.